Hello BookTube, this is a shelf tour, continuing the fourth big wall bookcase, the fourth shelf, the sixth section. So we'll get right into it. You start with Aeschylus, Prometheus Bound, and then Shelley's Prometheus Bound, both bound in one volume. Illustrated by John Farley. With a preface by Rex Warner. Heritage Press, New York. Very beautiful thing. 1966. So you get both in one. I have a cat that's going crazy. We've got the windows open and it's a bit chilly outside, and I think he just wants to go outside and play, which would be bad on the bird population, I think. Excellent illustrations. So very nice book. Moving right along. Aeschylus, the Oresteia, Robert Fagles, of W.B. Stanford. There you go. So Viking Press, New York. And this would have been 1975. I'm not going to have a house left from the sounds of what that cat's doing. But there's that. In here, Barry Strauss, author of the Battle of Salamis, but Barry Strauss, The Trojan War, A New History. Simon Schuster, New York. And this came out in 2006. Illustrated with photographs. So it's a history of the Trojan War, and Barry Strauss is professor of history and classics at Cornell University. A well-known historian. And moving right along to a book I absolutely loved. The Lords of the Sea, the epic story of the Athenian Navy and the birth of democracy. Very detailed and unique thing. Viking, and this came out in 2009. See some of the maps of the line of battle. So a wonderful study. If anybody's interested in maritime and ancient world, this is almost a must-have. See, they got a photo of the author. So, Lords of the Sea. Then this one, Barry Cunliffe, The Extraordinary Voyage of Pythias the Greek. Small little thing. Easier there. And papers. So around 330 BC, a remarkable man named Pythias set out from the Greek colony of Massalia, now Marseille, on the Mediterranean Sea to explore the fabled, terrifying lands of northern Europe, a mysterious, largely conjectural zone which, according to Greek science, was too cold to sustain human life, and yet was somehow, they knew, the source of precious commodities such as tin, amber, and gold. The Extraordinary Voyage of Pythias the Greek is the chronicle of the astonishing journey that captivated the ancient world. So, a bit of an adventure story. Then these next three volumes actually began with a volume I don't have, and I really want to find a copy, hardback copy. And that first volume was the landmark Thucydides. But the ones I do have is I have the Landmark Herodotus, the Histories, edited by Robert B. Strassler, a new translation by Andrea L. Purvis, and an introduction by Rosalind Thomas. These volumes are really fun. The quality of each translation is different, but the idea behind the books and the associated material and the annotation. Here's a page of the annotations. Just so if you're working through one of these things, like I enjoy doing, they're quite helpful. So here's an Appendix K, Dialect and Ethnic Groups in Herodotus. And then there's the maps. So very, very, very neat. Let me give you some publication history on it, so in case you decide. So Robert Strassler is the guy who's putting together these Landmark books. Pantheon Books, New York. Let's see here, date 2007. And then the next one I have in the series is Landmark Xenophonts Hellenica, again edited by Robert B. Strassler, a new translation by John Marincola, introduction by David Thomas. And same end papers. Pantheon Books, New York, in this case 2009. Table of rival theories on the chronology of the Ionian War. Let's see what else we got. Just loaded with information. So if you're going to read them for the first time, it's the worst ways to do it, I think. And then the final one I have is Landmark Arrian, the Campaigns of Alexander. In this case, edited by James Rom, and series editor is Robert B. Strassler again. A new translation by Pamela Mensch, introduction by Paul Cartledge, who we've seen before. End papers are a little different this time. Campaigns of Alexander. And as you can imagine, a lot of the geography and stuff when you're reading Alexander is important to know, as are the cultures you run into. So this is wonderful for giving you some of that background information while you're reading through here. So that's the ones I have. Like I said, I need to find the Thucydides. Then I have another Campaigns of Alexander, again by Arrian, but this is a old Barnes & Noble volume. Quite nice. Translated by Aubrey de Selincourt, revised a new introduction and notes by J.R. Hamilton. It originally came out in 58, was revised in 71. And then this is a Barnes & Noble from 93, which is one of their things when they, I like it when they do these reprints for some of these historical volumes, because it gives you an opportunity to get things you may have missed. And then finally, this wonderful volume. Orlstein was a British explorer and archaeologist. And this one here is a personal narrative of explorations of the northwest frontier of India, and the title is On Alexander's Track to the Indus by Orlstein. It's a reprint, obviously. Carried out under the orders of His Majesty's government by Sir Orlstein, Indian Archaeological Survey, with numerous illustrations and maps from the original surveys. This is a Castle Books edition. It originally came out in 29. This is 2004. Sir Mark Orlstein was born in 1862, a Hungarian archaeologist, spent much of his life in the service of the British Empire in India. Let's see here. Some maps. Photographs. A wonderful adventure type archaeology volume. So, a lot of fun. So that's the end of the 6th section, 4th shelf of the 4th Big Wall bookcase. Thank you, BookTube.